She did win the title. She did win the title.
And she won it how she's supposed to win it in a squash match.
Yeah,
watch her beat this nigga up.
Well, somebody said last week she turned heel 2 weeks ago at SmackDown, and during that confrontation, she basically was the reason that Tiffany had that visible bandage around her knee. She destroyed her leg, and it was did I count 2 or 3 moves of offense from Tiff? Like there wasn't a lot of offense from her in that match at all. Which if Jade's been there almost 2 years, a year and change, whatever the case may be, this is probably like the only thing I thought was like she probably should have been doing this. Have her if you're gonna, because right now I don't think she can't be doing nothing else but running through people right now. You got to do that.
Well, here's the thing.
Here's
the thing, and I said this on Turnbuckle Talk. Shout out to Corey and Justin. I think WWE was trying to, because see, here's the thing. If she does that, that's the same thing she did in AEW. I think WWE was trying to say, with our system, we can take this talent and make her not just that, because she was doing just that in AEW. And I think they wanted to show that they could do something different. Unfortunately, that's not translating the way that they would have liked to. So they said, let's go to what works, and this is what works.
Well, it works because big man posed to big man. Like, don't come out, don't have no nigga. Listen,
shouldn't be no back and forth.
If what's the nigga with Bandito?
Go back.
Brody King.
Like, all right. Yeah. So if Brody King came in, right, and had a match, and he was doing drop toe holds and rest holds and goddamn suicidas, and like, no,
that's not how you do that. Yeah.
I don't want the big man, not big man. If you a horse nigga.
Hold on.
But I want to believe the horse, fam. And the problem is I never believed this horse.
I like what you said there, Rock.
Hold on. The problem is when she big manned, you had all these dicks complaining about her big manning all the people that they wanted to see wrestle.
But that's always listen. The thing is with anyone, your fave not winning is not gonna be what you want. However, listen, Jade Cargill, and no one will dispute this. Jade Cargill looks like $1 million,
yeah.
Right? But she looks like a great big pile of $1 million, right? And when she stands next to everybody in that division, it don't look like she should beat all them niggas up. That's what it looked like. So you know what you should do? Don't outcoach yourself, right? Don't be Pete Carroll. Just do the thing.
Just run the play.
Have her beat. Yes. Hand the ball off to Marshawn, god dang it, because that's
but here's
isn't that what they were doing in the beginning, and
that's exactly
it just exposed her? They exposed her.
Go ahead.
No, can't stay on this too long. Remember
100%.
Yes, that is exactly what they did. That's what I was saying. The problem was she was beating everybody's favorites in semi-squash matches, and people complained about that.
They thought it was too early, you think? Or
so now what happened is, we want to see her wrestle instead of doing what she was doing, and we had no problem with that.
Yeah,
Nobody had a problem with her squashing except for the people who were fans of the people that was getting squashed.
Well, because see, here's the thing. When you do something like that, when I've been watching this product for X amount of years, and I've seen what these people she's squashing have done, and then I'm seeing her not execute it in a way that is believable. See, here's the thing.
Like what?
And I said this on
like Asuka. She should have never beat Asuka.
Like that Queen of the Ring match was. She
should have never beat Asuka.
It was not. It was ugly.
She was supposed to be Asuka.
No, but she should.
But I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's the
talent like Asuka.
Y'all don't believe that a woman the size of Jade Cargill could beat a woman the size
No,
Not when
it's not
she's
about
not selling
size.
it.
It's about
It's
ability.
just like
No, it's
how you say
ability.
y'all
It's
lying.
ability.
We can't all talk at the
Y'all
same time. We
lying.
can't talk at
No,
the same
how are
time.
we lying? How
No,
are we
we're not
lying?
lying. We're not lying.
Beat everybody up. The big
No,
girl
no,
beat
you're not
everybody up.
listening. You're not listening. It doesn't matter how big you are. If you have the ability and the talent to actually wrestle,
This how
to
kids get beat
actually
up.
execute the
This how
moves,
little kids get
you
beat up.
should not. She
wait.
should have.
Hold
She
on.
should have executed in such a way that it felt like, wow, she really went toe to toe with Asuka. She did not.
Hold on.
The type of talent that Asuka is, and it's the same. I feel the same way about Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley should have never beat Asuka for that title back then, because it was not believable. She was not ready for that. With the whole Asuka thing, that really annoyed me. Out of
Oscar is
all
very
the
gracious.
people, she
Lost
is
to
very
Carmella.
gracious. And that's crazy. And that's wild too. This
So,
that
yeah,
I'm
she
looking at
lost to
is
Carmella, yeah.
totally wild.
Yeah, this is the thing is like, yo, you just listen. First of all, anybody saying no one is hating on usually is the person that's hating on. When no one's the niggas say nobody is hating on. You know,
Yeah, but y'all
Here-
use
here-
hate. Y'all
here's
use
the-
hate
here's
so
the problem.
freely.
Here's the problem.
No,
Your points about Jade Cargill, I would actually support you because I get why you're doing what you're doing. But the problem, what makes me become so defensive is you try to say that my legit complaint and what I don't like is me hating, and it's not that. If I hated on Jade, I wouldn't buy action figures.
hold on.
I wouldn't
Who?
support her in merch.
Everybody.
I wouldn't defend
Yes,
her
you.
when I'm in the
You said
crowd
that.
at AEW events and
I
they're
didn't say
calling her
anything.
RuPaul.
Yes, you said we was hating on her in the chat.
I didn't.
You said
That
it.
was like 6 months ago. I
But
didn't
you
say
said it. But you
Right,
said
I
it.
didn't
But
anything
you
today.
said it.
Right,
But
that
you
was
said
What I'm
it.
saying is, hold on.
Right,
Do,
I did
do
do
either of
He
you
did do that. He did do
do
that.
either of you recall any of Jay's matches in AEW?
Yes.
Yes, I do, because I only
Yes.
watched because of
match?
her. What are you talking about?
Which matches?
The one that another match that really annoyed
Gia
me
Scott. I
was
remember watching her
her,
and Gia
was
Scott.
her and Athena.
Yeah.
She should
Yeah,
have
that was
never
annoying.
beat
That was annoying.
Athena. That should have been the eclipse in that reign, and so that we could understand
Sure.
and make her fight again and come back and come back. They did not do that.
So who did she lose to?
She lost to Chris
I don't
Statlander.
know. I stopped watching at that point.
She lost to Statlander.
Was
And
Statlander a
you-
good match?
Mm.
It was very short.
It was no. What? It actually wasn't very short.
It was long for Jade Cargill.
Go ahead, Cap.
I think I think the thing with this conversation is we talking about a lot of getting to this point, and the one thought is really going to be what is the right way for the future. If the idea is her being a heel and doing smash outs like she did with Tiffy Time, that makes sense.
Listen, I want every time I want to hear a remix of the Big Show's theme song every time that Jade Cargill comes out. It should be whoa.
You're gonna have to do something, because I saw a report. There's a report that came out that because we were talking about Bianca Belair last week. I guess right now the report said that WWE is hopeful that she's back early 2026. They didn't give a month. They didn't give any specific time for aside from early 2026.
That's either Mania or Royal Rumble. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah, Rumble would be my first guess. If not, then Mania. They said that I guess her finger was broken in 3 places as well as her joint. And I guess it caused issues in her finger and her knuckle. So I'm assuming that's why it's been. It's at least 6 months now, going on 7. It's been a minute since she's been active in a wrestling match. But I bring her up because I think at a certain point when Jade's got enough time being champion, I don't know how long this reign's going to be. It's those types of matches that we're going to be getting. We're going to have to see where she's at that point.
I think this reign cannot be short. I think this reign can absolutely not be short. Now, What you have to do,
when you say not short, are you saying past Mania?
mm, Mania,
It
around
was the
Mania
for
could be
me.
fine.
It was the for me, Cal.
Because
'Cause
when I say this reign can't be short, this reign can't, because you now built title reigns to where it directly correlates to the quality of a superstar. It's just how their TV has been built for so long. It's like, okay, let's make sure that we stay away from transitional champions and the thing that the internet has already told us are bad, right? So anybody who fits into any of those categories, the internet picks up on it, they respond to the internet, and vice versa. And that's just how things go. So you can't have a short reign with her, and a short reign means like under 4 months, right? Because it's got to span. She's got to have some defenses, she's got to have some TV, and she's got to do something substantial, a feud wise. And
she's got to put some time in with that belt, yeah.
And what you've heard during everything that I just said is nothing about matches. I said nothing about matches because matches can be very important to a superstar's career, or they could never matter. You could be a superstar. You could be one of the greatest superstars of all time if you could only punch and kick. What?
It's gonna be a lot of that. It's
What?
gonna be.
I think the thing is with that is that I think that's in some ways an outdated way of thinking.
Roman Reigns.
And the reason why I say that is because the wrestling fan of today, no, you find me, the wrestling fan of today has a lot more knowledge, a lot more access. Hell, even WWE is showing you what's going on behind the curtain. So when people say, "Oh, you can do a Goldberg run, you can Yokozuna, you can Ultimate Warrior,"
I didn't say those people.
I didn't say you.
That conversation has been on the timeline,
right?
though, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you look at those people, they had the advantage of the public not being as aware, not having as much access, and they had very short matches in a lot of cases. Like Yokozuna's Mania match, I forget against who, was very short. So
Goldberg,
they had those luxuries. Unfortunately for Jade Cargill, she doesn't have those same luxuries because the public now equates a quality superstar with also being able to do a long match. Even Brock Lesnar now gets kind of flack for short matches or for certain things. So it's just not the public just has a little bit too much knowledge now for those
And
same
access.
things to,
So let's
fly.
let's keep it a buck, right? Let's keep it a little. The public thinks they know, and that's usually how it goes. Is like the public will react to a moment, right? And that's fine because it's a fair assessment of how they feel. But people think they know better than niggas who have done things a very long time. And yes, there are things that no longer work in pro wrestling. There are just conventions. However, there are conventions in pro wrestling that will always work. And the bully beating up the little guy always works. The mean pretty person beating up the average Joe and getting a negative response will always work. So conventions will work, but the booking, which is in all wrestling on television, is very important, has to make sense. Never insult your audience. Never insult your audience.
But you're insulting the audience by trying to give them all of that and then not being able to execute moves efficiently. Like we can have all of this formula that you're talking about, but this day and age, the women's revolution, you're gonna continue to tell me that we're gonna have this, and she She has to wrestle, fam. She has to. She has to get better than where she is right now. She has to get better than where she is right now for us. She has to. She is on such a big platform right now. She came from a shit platform. Yes, I'm gonna say it
God
to
damn.
come onto this
Ooh,
platform
look at you being
and them
truthful,
give
fam.
give him a belt, give her a belt.
Mhm.
She has to excel in all aspects, not in some, not the old way, not the 80s, not the 90s, and not the early 2000s, for 2025 and 2026.
And I'm
Jade
going to be,
Cargill,
But it ain't
that's
no
what we
such
I'm
thing
going to,
as
need.
the 2026 way. It
I'm
ain't no
going to
such
be,
thing.
I'm
Keep
going to
moving the
be fair.
goalpost.
I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to even
You just
say,
be saying stuff niggas say online at this point.
right,
I haven't
right.
moved a single goalpost.
What?
All I said is
I,
she's got to be
I
entertaining.
haven't been online for a whole month, and you know I don't listen to nobody what nobody says online. Stop it.
that is
Knock it
fact.
Same
off.
thing niggas say online all the time.
No, no, I'm
I
just
didn't
saying,
move the
I'm
goalpost.
saying this. My personal opinion is that, okay, she don't do all these moves great. At least
Mhm.
make me believe it. And my problem with Jade is in her selling. And I think maybe I didn't articulate this well
Okay.
in the beginning. But her selling, the acting piece of it. Because even the thing is, China wasn't the most crisp wrestler.
Mhm.
But at least when she I believe that she was, because she was great at the acting piece of it, right? And I think that's probably the issue that I'm really having. Because to your point, fam, and I'm trying to extend the olive branch, reach across the aisle, be bipartisan. To your
I'm staunch. I'm staunch.
to your point, fam.
Mhm.
You don't have to be the greatest wrestler and all of that. Look at Jay Uso, and that's no shade. But the thing is, the
Mhm.
acting piece of it, I think, is what's throwing me off.
Something has to
Because
overshadow something,
yeah, because I think
and right now it's not.
In Jade's mind, and Booker T gave this same critique to Nia Jax, and I actually agree with it. In their mind, they don't want to be monsters. They want to have this thing, but they want to be divas in their mind. Not per se in diva era, but they
Mhm.
don't want to be monsters. Karma was a monster. Also, all like
Why would you
China
call her
was a
karma?
monster. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Why would you
So
call her that?
because I did. But
That's awesome
when I
compliment.
look at all of these people, those type of women, for what they're booking her as,
Mhm.
and this is the same issue I had with Nia Jax. Nia Jax is an imposing force, but every time she
Mhm.
opens her mouth and some of
She
the
sounds
things that
like a
she do,
whining white girl.
right, it's very diva. And we're looking
Mhm.
for, if you're going to be American Gladiator and you're going to be, finish him, then you need to. I'm not getting
Impose
finish him,
that.
and
Right.
I want to be careful with this, because there's also a piece here that is slightly misogynist in what I'm saying, because a woman should be able to use her femininity as her power, right? So I don't want these women to feel like they can't be feminine, they can't be, womanly and ladies in doing this, but you can be a woman and lady but still be an imposing figure. And I think that is the struggle for me. I'm not going to put it on.
Mhm.
She has to do, Spanish flies and all of that.
Right.
Sure.
I'm not going to say all of that.
Sure.
But I think the acting
Mhm.
piece is what is
So
throwing me off.
what I'll say to as a response to that is we've gotten 3 weeks of where we are now, right? So when there is a shift in a character, when there's a shift in what they're doing at the time, the truth of it is our reaction is based upon normally what we're seeing, but also
You fucking idiots.
what our touch points have been along the road, right? And so
Right.
we carry that with us. I looked at what's on TV, and we were sitting, you know what I mean, over the homie's house. Shout out to our gracious host. And I'm sitting there looking, and I think about the last 2 appearances we got from her, and what we're seeing, and what we think the result's going to be. And I say, because it'd be crazy if she squashed Shorty, because it makes sense for the new thing, right? So, what happened with Oscar? Let's just not be argumentative. Let's say that was the wrong thing. It's not the thing that we're in now. So, what we're in now is a month old at best. And I personally, in what we've gotten in the current run, don't see a misstep yet. Not
Current
saying
run.
I'm not saying it's a misstep, but also too the heel character is not something foreign to her. This would be different for me if she had never been a heel before. But she was a heel for the better part of 3 years.
True.
So that argument is no, but you're making a point which in the court of law would be an argument. That
I
argument,
didn't disagree with you at all.
right? But your
No,
argument, the
no,
points you're
it's
making,
just that's
you're told
that's
you're not
not
even
a
listening to me at this point.
it's not literal. It's not
Right,
literal.
right. You're not even listening to me. I just gave you a whole lot of grace and concessions, and you're not listening to me.
No, I listen to everything you said.
But that point would hold weight if she had never been heel. She had been heel for 3 years with
That's
and
fine.
without a manager. So
Product, first of all, hold on. Come on. I have to do this really quick. Product, you take this way too serious. I'm just joking around. Take it easy. I'm sorry, DDM. Keep going.
and here's the thing, right? And I want to be very transparent because I hate, this is probably the most civilized I've been in the Jade Cargill conversation, because I don't want to beat up on this woman. But here's the thing. We come on the show very often, and we are very raw with a lot of the talent, and what we think, what we believe. And I also understand we have an obligation as a platform that is a champion and highlights Black talent in the wrestling and sports entertainment space to champion our talent and be advocates for them.
Always will.
However, what I think throws me whenever we discuss Jade Cargill is, and here's the type of person that I am, right? Once I learn something, once I get an understanding of something, I can't unlearn or unsee it. So I can't. In this may come back to bite me in life and in real life, but I can't just turn a blind eye or not give a critique to something just because a person's aesthetic or look or race aligns with what I'm championing. Because to me, I don't do that person a service by just saying, all right, girl, yeah, it's gonna be cute. Okay, yeah. No, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Just like I champion Lash all the time, but I said last week, girl, you in trouble. It's not looking good for you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So I think, while I am happy,
What
believe it
would
or
you say,
not,
Math? What
Yeah,
Math
you're
said? I'm
muted.
sorry. You're muted.
I'm happy that Jay won. I don't disagree with taking the belt off of Tiffany because I think that run had been ran stale. If I'm being honest, it was time for it to leave. And I think in this fashion, because see, here's the thing, and we talked about this on Turnbuckle Talk. The using the injury for Tiffany, I think was good for Tiffany because she got destroyed, but she got destroyed not at full capacity. So WWE can, when she comes
Come
back,
back.
she's not done, right? Because you're not going to bury a young talent that you know that you're going to do more with in the future. So I think it was a win-win. Give Tiffany that time off. She can deal with whatever personal issues she's dealing with as well. And then you can go ahead and insert Jade in because quite frankly, you need a new champion. To your point, fam, she is a big imposing force. You know, you had this time. Bianca is still on the bench, getting her fingers together. It makes sense. Me personally, am I expecting to have 20-minute, 30-minute extravaganzas? No, I'm not. And that's not a dig to her.
No, it's
That's
not
not
gonna
a
happen. Yeah.
that's not a dig. But that's just what it is, right? So I think for what it is, I think personally, I think you might as well just keep the belt on her until WrestleMania. But even with that, does Jade Cargill lose at WrestleMania? Is that what you want to do with Jade Cargill? Even though she did beat Naomi last year, so it's not like she loses at Mania every year. But if Bianca is back in time, do you have a return and Bianca Belair lose to Jade Cargill at WrestleMania? So there's so many ways that you can do it. But I say that to say this. I think that everybody has very valid points. I think we all need to take a breath, both in the comments and on the show, and realize that at the end of the day, we want
Not
this
taking a
lady
breath.
to succeed.
We
We are all happy for her. We have our own personal
No,
concessions.
no.
You know
I will not allow. I
what?
will not allow.
What?
I will not allow. Listen,
What?
What happened? What did I miss? I'm trying to be nice and be bipartisan,
But
and y'all
the,
just
but,
you
the- but the
say
thing
that,
is,
I
these
appreciate
no,
when
but
you
these
say
pods are
that,
supposed to be
there's-
discussions. They're not supposed to be
Yeah.
arguments. So
I
I don't even
didn't say a
understand
word.
why
didn't
we
say
even
anything.
get to this point. You didn't. You did good tonight, my brother.
didn't say
You
a
did
word.
real
No,
good.
but see, this is what I
what
mean.
is going
All
on?
right,
What
so
what
let
did I
me
miss?
hold
What is
on.
going on?
Nothing, because this is
One
only
thing
supposed to be
I will.
discussion. This is discussion. It's supposed to just be discussion. That is it. Okay?
Oof,
This
oof,
is it.
ooh, rapping. Rock is rapping right
What
here.
Rock
What
said?
did
What
I
Rock
miss?
This
said?
is the thing.
I
This
mean,
is the
some of
thing that
y'all
we
gave
listen.
Never
For
seemed
never
like y'all wanted her
seemed
to
like
do
y'all.
well.
I want to be. I
You're
don't
not in my
care
space, so
if
you can't tell
niggas
me what I'm
don't.
feeling and what I'm thinking, Rock. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me how I feel. That's what makes me upset. The fact that I can give an opinion and y'all flip it and make it seem like it's
But
something
no,
super negative,
because what happens is a nigga say this is my opinion
right?
and it don't like just you can't just say this is my opinion. These are
Why?
everything that we say here is our opinions.
Right?
Our opinion is implied. When we say this is just my opinion,
Uh,
it
I'm
it
confused.
needs to be
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what happened.
if when somebody says, "Oh, this is just my opinion," it feels insincere. When it gets to,
No. You think it's
I
insincere. Just
said,
like when I
what
say
did I say?
respectfully,
No.
when
What
I
did I just
say
say? What did I just say before you cut me off? What did I say? I said it feels
it's not,
insincere
it shouldn't
when
feel insincere.
the words that are all the way in front of this is just my opinion feels like I'm
Don't come
stating
into it like
what
wait.
the
Don't come
case
into
is.
it like wait. Don't come into it
Because
like that.
everybody is here with their opinions. That's just what we doing.
Okay,
There's
but
no
still, we want to
facts in
say
this
because it
debate.
makes me feel comfortable saying that. It makes me feel comfortable saying
Yeah,
that
I'm
because
gonna say what did
I
I miss?
want to, I want to say in my opinion, and I want to say respectfully. And listen, I'm being sincere when I
It's a
say
real war
respectfully,
game.
because sometimes you'll talk about it
I was trying to
does
figure out what did I miss?
because when you say in your opinion and this is how I feel, it feels insincere. No,
Yes.
you think that it's insincere, but my intentions are not of that. It's not, because I know these wrestlers listen to our opinions, like they listen to our show. They hear what we say. And I want it to come off in such a way where yes, I'm critiquing, but at the same time, I still want you to win. So for Rock to say, "Oh, I've never wanted her to win," no, that's not what it
What did he
is.
go back? He said. He
It
said
sounds like whatever he said. It
yes.
seemed like y'all wanted her. Y'all never seemed like y'all wanted her to do well. That's not right. That's not true. That's
Hold
not
it.
true. I've always said I want her to win. What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about, Rob.
At this point, I can't control what people think my motives are. I know
Me
we
too.
watch the show every week and things like that, but at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it's a scripted TV show,
Right.
and and, and, and
1000%.
and you know the thing is this: if I say if I say something that's not favorable, I'm a hater. If I try to find compromise and come to, you know, well, you wasn't saying that last week. Well, what do you want me to do? To continue to bash the lady? Because I can do
We
that, but I
want you to
don't
be
like it.
honest every
Hold
time.
on, hold on,
We
hold on.
want you to be honest.
And
In
but
my,
when I'm
What
honest,
is
you
that?
say
It's not.
it's not
hold on,
nice. Like
hold
I'm
I
on,
don't
confused
want
here.
you
What
to
do you
hold
not
on,
want?
be honest.
hold on,
What you
hold on.
saying, Math? What you saying, Math?
In my opinion,
Mhm.
we need to move on.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Truth.
I
Truth.
I would agree with that.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
God damn.
Appreciate you.
Yo, we can't talk about her no more.
Well,
No, that's no.
I
We
think
will
we
No, we
never
can't.
not
I
talk. We have to. We have
Y'all
to
can.
always talk about it.
I
Okay.
don't think we can avoid it, but I think we
We
need
cannot
to.
not talk about the champion.
No, I know, but I think the thing is that we
I
need
will
to.
always talk about the champion. I don't care what niggas do. I tell you what I do. I'm gonna always talk about the champion.
I feel
Why
that.
you
I think
Every
we.
time.
I,
This is
I
weird.
I feel that, but I think we need to start having new conversations about it. This is the same
That's a fact.
conversation we always have about her.
I
And-
agree with that.
Well,
and-
you know
and-
what I'm gonna do for moving forward, because looking at the
Oh, here we
chat
go.
and listening to this convo, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. So whenever you talk about Jade, I'll just go off mute and watch the news, and that'll be that.
I'm
It's very
just saying,
simple.
let's go to the next topic.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
agree.